And I will now recognize Representative McGuire for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to our witnesses for being here today. It is no secret that our government is not as efficient as it could be or should be. A large part of that inefficiency stems from outdated technology. Outdated systems not only stifle efficiency, but also leave us vulnerable to security and operational risks. So a question for all of the witnesses, yes or no, very simple. Modernizing legacy IT systems in the federal government would improve efficiency, yes or no?
Yes.
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 All right, we're moving in the right direction. All right, President Trump implemented DOGE to help modernize legacy IT systems in the federal government. DOGE has been working hard to root out waste, fraud, and abuse within the federal government and has taken steps to modernize outdated systems. In February, DOGE highlighted the OPM Retirement Operations Center, where around 10,000 federal employees' retirements are processed by hand using paper every month. This facility is located about 230 feet underground, and paper files are transported to the mine daily in trucks, where workers manually review, calculate, and approve benefits before sending the paperwork back to D.C. I mean, it's 2025, so a question for all the witnesses, again, yes or no, do you believe this is the most efficient way to process federal retirement paperwork in 2025?
No.
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 You guys are getting a great grade on your report card. All right, the mine filled with paperwork is indeed not the most efficient practice. A 2019 GAO report found that OPM failed to meet its goal of processing most retirement applications within 60 days between 2014 and 2017, largely due to reliance on paper-based applications and manual processing, as well as insufficient staffing. So question for Mrs. Graves and Mrs. Rote. Mrs. Graves and Mrs. Rote, how might agencies work with DOGE to improve government-wide shared services? We'll start with Mrs. Graves.
I think that the most important thing that we need to do is look at that portfolio of systems that we have in the federal government and identify common solutions. And once we identify those common solutions, we can create shared services to support those solutions over time and let the agencies avail themselves of these common solutions.
And I would add on, it's not just the shared services. When you look across the federal portfolio, there are oftentimes agencies that work together, 4 agencies, 5 agencies on a particular mission. So looking at that portfolio, there's opportunities even beyond shared services to really improve how the agencies work together and provide those services.
Thank you. We don't have a lot of time, but a question for all the witnesses. And we'll start with Ms. Myers. Where large-scale federal IT modernization efforts have failed, what, in your opinion, are the primary reasons for those failures?
I think people need to spend more time listening to veterans and seniors about what their experience is like. Many agencies I've worked with had never watched someone try to use their system before, and in some cases a backlog existed because the person kept hitting submit over and over again, not because the whole system was broken. So I think sitting down and listening to our seniors and our veterans directly as they try to use services would make a huge difference.
Thank you. Ms. Kent?
If I'm using the examples of what failed, managing the scope and the initiative to what they started with and holding the agency accountable for delivering on the project as it was intended is one of the areas where we have seen things deviate and change as they worked through the project and not rechecking that initiative against the intended outcomes for which the project was started.
Mrs. Graves?
I think the thing that I would emphasize is the fact that many of these portfolio programs are dependent upon different funding streams from different agencies. And what we have to make sure happens is that the coalition holds together as the program is executed so that each funding stream that is part of that total equation is actually there and ready for use when the program reaches the need for it.
Thank you. Ms. Rote?
I would add on that I've seen where leadership priorities, when leadership turns over, when there's changes, whether it's a CIO level or at the front office, and the support isn't there for the project to sustain it year over year, whether there's funding or not, but making that a priority, that's where I've seen some of these large-scale programs fall apart.
Well, thank God we got President Trump and Elon Musk and Doge taking it seriously. If a government was a business, it would be out of business. And with that, I yield back. Thank you.